A map that Not Yet Labeled has played very well so far, and a map that Ethereal does not play so hotly. Starting out with actually normal ops so far. Last time we did one of these was between Requiem and Not Yet Labeled on Consulate, and it didn't. Well, it started out normal, and then ended up with Recruit 5-man shields and 4-man Spider-Man's down Spiral. Skylight. It was interesting. The custom game elo was definitely on the line for Requiem, not so much for Not Yet Labeled. I'll be interested to see if Not Yet Labeled plays normally this time around. It's like standard ops coming out. Thermite, Bobfather, nothing new there. I want to see the Bobfather Capcan a little bit more tonight. Looks like standard ops and Snappy swapping to the Vigil. Just excited to see some new ops as well. Trying to get this new meta in here, this white noise meta. Try and understand a little bit. Looks like from Ethereal we're going to be getting fountain mirrors and looks like a small office mirror. Standard hold, reinforcing this wall inside of archives towards fountain. A little counterproductive there as it stops your free fire into office through the soft wall, if necessary, or if applicable. West and East vehicle spawns coming out. Joe running out onto AC Balk to try and get a cam outside. Ozone looks like he might go for the rush here with Ash. Ozone rushing in, and he's got Dynamic laying down in the main hallway as Ella takes down Ozone for the first pick. The pre-fire around the corner would be Snappy as well, peeking up from detention. Gonna shut down Wisdom. That's the Thermite gone, and Bobfather's gonna fall upstairs. Coda takes him down from inside CCTV. A quick 3K here for Ethereal. 30 seconds in, they're up 5v2. Lots of peeks coming out. Coda's gonna drop Dynasty. Bring it down to a 5v1 now. Tranks against the world as the Hollow Twitch. Coda in a good mood now, and Tranks takes down Dynamic as the first peek out from inside Ventilation. Tranks looking skyward, trying to find a location on the diffuser. Also wary of the detention push. Snappy from that angle from inside Customs towards the detention blown out wall. And Snappy to go for the run outside, goes for the peek, lands a few shots, but can't get the final kill onto Tranks. Tranks down to about 30 HP. Stuck outside of south entryway towards Passport Check, gonna break in the wooden barricade. Still plenty of time left on the board for Tranks. No diffuser in hand. He's gonna have to slowly push his way through the map and take these engagements one-on-one. If he walks into a crossfire, he's not gonna have a very good time, especially with the 1x sight not having the range to go down range or down across the map very easily. He's trying to bait out a couple peeks here with some pre-fires into a wall as sound cover and sound bait. Moving his way up east stairs, looking down hallway towards CCTV, wary of Kodo, who's playing in there earlier. Spots out the fountain mirror, and Shazam as the mirror is actually rotated into office behind desk. He spots out Kodo, takes him down inside CCTV. It's the silent rotate. Now Joe as the Valkyrie sprang in through from inside armory lockers to the soft wall, the peek around the corner, and Shazam will take down Tranks for round number 1, going in the favor of Ethereal. The aggression coming out on border, very heavy-handedly coming out from Ethereal. Double peeking downstairs. Coda getting aggressive from inside CCTV is the Bandit. And Ethereal looking really strong on a map that is not their favorite. They haven't played border as proficiently as other maps that they do in the past. And standard op defense coming out from Not Yet Labeled this time around, going Armory Lockers defense. But Ethereal looking very strong on the aggression there. I kind of want to see that aggression come out again on offense for them. Joe ringing the Hibana as the solo breach, leaning towards an office take, most likely. However, we have seen a couple Hibana pushes go down main hallway to try and distract, to stop that choke point after Hibaning through the A-bomb wall. It's been somewhat effective. I'd say it's about 50-50 going for the A-bomb Hibana wall take. Stand with the Twitch drones downstairs and the mirror setup. I'm gonna be getting more of the same. No reinforcement inside small office yet.
10 seconds left.
Snap complimenting Bobfather on the Pro League skin for Mira. And looks like Bobfather's going to be dropping the armory wall mirror with the blown open wall into CCTV, trying to get some aggressive peeks into CC, cut down that push, and that leads even more into suggesting that we'll be seeing an office take. Sam gonna get, or that's Dynamic getting aggressive, making his way all the way through Customs and detention, bucking his way through, making a hole at Canadian spot in towards Workshop, checking for any roamers downstairs. All 5 defenders playing topside right now. trying to get too aggressive downstairs. They want to hold the entire top floor this time around with their mirrors, with long angles of peak. Having Fountain mirror Bobfather prepping for any nitro throws over the arches inside Fountain. Dynamic still waiting for any rotates down. Drones coming out to spot out that there are no roamers downstairs. Dynamic and Snappy pushing up slowly through customs. Gonna gain control of main lobby, the west stairs. They don't want any rotates dropping down on top of them. Dynasty go for some more pre-fires through ventilation ceiling towards the main lobby doorway. Impact coming out now to try and stop. And he kind of pushed through the ventilation window. And now Dynamic gonna get aggressive coming up the west stairs. Sorry, that's Snappy coming up the west stairs. Is the Ash. He's made his way all the way to metal detectors right in the main lobby. He's gonna peek around the door and he's gonna take down Wisdom. The push comes in. Snappy vaults in a small office. He pushed down the hallway. Dynamic drops Dynasty elsewhere. Snappy launching the flashbangs in, takes out the ADS, but as he launches one, he's got Tranks pushing him. He gets shut down by Snappy as well. Joe pushing in office window, and Snappy gonna keep the rampage going. Sees Ozone coming over, but a great flick by Ozone shuts down Snappy. Coda gonna trade load on a Bobfather. Ozone with another great flick. Takes down Coda, and he's got Dynamic right in front of him in the mirror. The hip fire doesn't land, and Dynamic shuts down Ozone. Ethereal up 2-0 on border. Dynamic pre-aiming that mirror and getting a nice shot off onto Ozone, trying to bring that back from a 1v4. And unsuccessful, even though he had that mirror. He had the advantage on the push there. Just a great shot by Dynamic to shut down Ozone. And an early 2-0 lead here coming out for Ethereal, looking very good against Not Yet Labeled so far. I've said a couple times now, Border, not their map. I'd probably put Border in the favor of Not Yet Labeled between these two teams. And Ethereal looking very strong, playing that aggression, getting in quickly through detention. That was huge, and really kind of putting their stamp on the entire west side of the map, saying you're not getting downstairs, you're not rotating anywhere, you're not getting through hatches. Dynamic quickly at Canadian spot, shutting down from inside supply room. Any kind of rotates down through small office hatch into workshop. Any rotates down west stairs, anything through the CC hatch into customs. Dynamic had that all locked down with a quick push in. And the pain train kind of continued from there for Ethereal. Snappy getting aggressive, coming up the west stairs, taking advantage of a Jaeger not really paying attention, I guess, or just having that slow reaction time on Snappy, slow peeking around the corner up the west stairs to the small office window. Doing a great job of taking advantage of just a great angle to take on the aggression. And everyone on Ethereal in a very good position to trade out there. Very good positioning across the board to be... Looked like they're all on the same page on what they wanted to do, which was nice to see.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers' objective is to...
Coda gonna make a run over to CCTV again, where he made his mark the first time around. Gonna drop some barbed wire outside, and he's got 4 attackers spawning out Valley. Could be pressuring Coda here early. Looks like this is Dynamic actually gonna be dropping Ozone outside detention after the Ash charge comes out from Ozone. Trying to get in through detention to Canadian spot himself, and he got shut down early. Coda dealing with a couple of attackers pushing out Valley balcony on the south side. Pre-fire's coming out through the soft wall, not going to land. The bandit charge going to come out as a 360. Going to drop down that bandit charge with style. Dynamic heading over to passport check. Shazam waiting for this rappel down. It's going to be Bobfather fusing into Locker's window. These charges come out. Gonna land anywhere near Coda. He's all the way over by CC, but he is safe as he peeks around the corner. Wisdom will shut him down with the drop shot. And now Snappy is filled in his hole here in Armory. He's gonna go for the peek as well. Wisdom not paying attention. Snappy to come around the corner, take him down. Tranks trades it on to Shazam though from inside Archives. As the Ella down to a 3v3 now. Bobfather gonna start fusing into B site right on top of a defender. Fuse charge gets shot off the window, and Bobfather trying to get a peek onto the rotate hole. Just barely misses Joe, so he's gonna lob out a smoke grenade. Tranks waiting for this flank in behind in office, sees it happening, and Tranks will shut down Dynamic on the flank around. Somehow Snappy has evaded both attackers upstairs, hanging tight in the small office. He's got Tranks right in front of him, takes him down, but he's got another one close behind. Dynasty will trade it out onto Snappy, and it's all to Joe now in a 1v2. Minute 20 on the board. Plenty of time for this attack. Still one cluster charge here. The sprays through the ventilation window. Not going to land as both pre-fires fell short. One cluster charge left for Bobfather to use. Dynamic outside with a couple frag grenades. And Joe down to 1 smoke grenade. peeking the front door, just barely sees the head of Dynasty, sorry, but it'll be Bobfather with the reflexed AK-12 outside main lobby door, shutting down Joe, and Not Yet Label gonna bring a round back in their favor, down 2-1. Taking a look at the scoreboard earlier, it's like it's the Snappy, Dynamic, and Coda show so far. Shazam and Joe lagging a little bit behind, but not being a big detriment to the team by any means. 1-1 and 0-1. It's only 3 rounds deep, but they're doing good. And Tranks and Ozone trying to keep everyone on NYL just kind of assembled at this point. It's a very good comeback round for them. And, you know, the defense there, the roam game, Snappy. I don't know how he evaded both Tranks and Dynasty upstairs for so long inside that small office, but he was able to stay put and stay hidden for as long as possible and make good use of it, taking down Tranks. Unfortunately, wasn't able to pick up the double kill into Dynasty as well, giving the man count advantage. But nonetheless, it was a good roam game there. Just fell a little bit short. The anchors, I mean, there really weren't any anchors for Ethereal that time. That entire round really was just... was a roam game display coming out from Ethereal, and falls a little short, leaving Joe in the 1v2 downstairs. Not a lot of utility, popping the smoke grenades a little bit early. Probably want to see him hang on to them a little bit longer, but nonetheless, things to improve on, things to work on, things to learn from. And Not Yet Live going to be going back upstairs to Armory Lockers and Archives. We're up in the Armory Wall Mirror once again. And looks like Bobfather's going to be going for the Fountain Mirror as well. Yep, alright. Standard mirrors coming out from Not Yet Labeled. And again, nobody roaming downstairs just yet. I imagine we see Dynamic get in through detention once again, going to Canadian spot. Checking this time, waiting for the drone calls as he's got Joe and Snappy droning for him to come in. And once again, all 5 defenders playing upstairs. 4 defenders on site right now. They really want to utilize these mirrors as long angle cover down the corridors of the map, making their own corridors into CCTV from the Armory Wall Mirror. Dynamic again, still checking around, trying to see if anything, but now it'll be Dynamic going for the push up west stairs this time. It's about to. Thought better of it for a second, but now he's going to start pushing up west stairs solo. Coda filling in behind as a drone on 2 defenders hanging around inside of Office and Fountain. Sham's going to the roof, and now Dynamic peeks around from metal detectors and takes down Tranks to the smoke down early. Now the defenders start shifting over, and as he's taking out the barbed wire, Wisdom going to shut down Dynamic as his head just peeks through the doorway. Wisdom escapes to Archives, dropping man counter, tying it back up, 4-4. Coda waiting for the run out here, a long run out by Ozone, and Coda will shut him down. Another peek out here, and this will be Dynasty, trading it out onto Coda. Great re-peek there, a great trade out. Now Bobfather sending some shots through the office wall, through the ejected mirror. Looks like Shazam's Twitch Room was doing some work from outside on AC Bridge. Half the round down, and Ethereal again in a very good position, still in control of the breach. Twitch Drone got rid of the bandit charges and the mirror. And Snappy taking down Dynasty, the roaming Ella and CCTV. Bringing man count in their favor now, and the Hibana charge is coming out from range outside the office window. Bobfather trying to get an angle on the repelled Joe Hibana outside office balcony, but it's not going to happen. The wall gets opened up. Now Joe going to rappel into the balcony. Shazam has made his way inside Archives now, and these defenders are split up. Peek around the corner. Shazam drops Bobfather. Snappy drops Bobfather. Shazam drops Wisdom. And that'll be Ethereal taking a 3-1 lead. Another 2-round lead here for Ethereal on border. Looking very good so far. Another good push and a very good shutdown of the roam game. So heading back to Armory Lockers, Archives defense, being unsuccessful on the Workshop ventilation defense first time around for Ethereal. Nothing too glaring, really, that they did wrong on their downstairs defense. You know, they held top very aggressively, I'll say. Only playing the 1 anchor downstairs in Joe, the smoke on site. But, I mean, 1v2, both limited on health. It wasn't a bad situation for Joe to be in, just didn't come out on top. Ethereal looking really strong, and I mean, if Snappy gets that second kill onto Dynasty, pushing right here through the small office doorway, This could be a 4-0 lead for Ethereal on border right now. They're looking very strong so far on their border play. And just their aggression, their roam game, their team play, and their communication seem to be on point right now.
Seconds remaining.
Same ops being brought out here for not yet labeled. Nothing too crazy, really. And I'm waiting. Dynamic again, getting ready for this push through by Ozone into the detention. He's opted to go for the east vehicle spawn. Let's see if he wants to go tellers and up east stairs this time on the aggression. Coda gonna go for a deep run outside of CCTV. In the middle of another peak battle outside of the break room door. Again, just firing back and forth, going for the lean shots as much as possible. Coda going for more style points inside CCTV. Pete coming around the corner towards the office, mirrored by Ozone. Gonna go to radio and office window. The peek up top, and Joe's gonna get shot down from on top of the filing cabinets and archives, which is able to trade it out as Ozone gets aggressive, trying to go for the quick double kill. The mirror inside of Fountain shutting him down. Dynamic and Snappy on the roam game below. Coda playing CC, and there's no one inside of Armory right now for Ethereal. The run gonna come out from Coda. Sees Wisdom, but Wisdom, the great snap, shuts down Coda. Putting man count in not yet labeled favor heavily now as Dynasty will take down Shazam. Snappy's rotating back up to the small office, and he's the lone man on site as Dynamic needs to rotate back up east and help. Dynasty gonna start clearing barbed wire in towards the site. Wisdom pushing alone. Shrank shuts down Snappy. Now there's no one on site for Ethereal. They're gonna start getting the plant down. Bobfather opening up the archives wall. Dynasty in a 1v4 coming in right behind them, slowly and quietly. Has the ejected mirror to shoot through, but is failing to, and Dynasty gonna shut him down through the ejected mirror inside Fountain. That'll be not yet labeled, bringing it back a little bit closer now. 3-2. Still in the favor of Ethereal, but looking a lot better that time, shutting down that roam game. This is more what we're accustomed to see from not yet labeled, that aggression being brought out very heavily and all pushing the same angle. The first couple rounds we saw not yet labeled start going for a very sporadic push. Every one of the attackers really just pushing in one at a time into their own demise. Instead, now what we're seeing is a not yet labeled team really coalesce. They're very tight knit, and they're very their positioning right now is very on point, and it's more of what I expected to see of not yet labeled coming out of this. Our season 1 champions in NA.
Attackers need to locate
No sound bug.
as many bombs as they can.
Restart, Snap. Fine, Snappy. You're fine.
APS deployed and ready to go.
Snappy can go for the monitor off challenge. Alright, going back upstairs to Armory Locker's defense once again for not yet labeled. Still completely unsuccessful at holding this site. And I think Bobfather's going to be going for the same mirrors once again. The Armory Wall mirror looking into CCTV, and the Fountain mirror. It's already pre-battery charge. Snap calling for me to guide him in as the spectator. This hold, you know, you gotta ask. I don't know, this west stairs push every time. Looks like Dynasty's finally going to be going downstairs, though. Dynasty going to be going downstairs into a workshop to try and shut down this dynamic push through customs and detention. So here comes the dynamic. He's going to break the wall, but instead elect to go over to passport check doorway this time around, looking to change it up. He's anticipating Dynasty to be waiting for it. Looks like the bait's working pretty well. They've popped custom or CCTV hatch. Ozone playing the hatch. Tranks in CCTV. Dynasty playing in customs as well. There are 3 operators right now, all committed to holding this. Ozone drops down to hold as well. And here comes Dynamic pushing through customs right beside him. He's not even looking towards Dynasty. And that's an easy free pick for Dynasty to shut down Dynamic on the push through passport check in main lobby. Again, 2 defenders down here holding this down, but he's the only attacker pushing it. Shazam going to be rotating over to CCTV now, as both the defenders who were holding inside CCTV got the hell out ASAP. Shazam has a free walk over into Armory, over towards the Armory wall. Sorry, he's going to make his way into CCTV and establish some control, but he's got this Armory wall mirror to worry about. Looks like he's going to be Tranks playing the Armory mirror, going to be peeking into CCTV, waiting for Shazam to peek his head around the corner once again. Engagement downstairs, and this is Wisdom pre-firing through the wall, and Shazam will take down Tranks. He's got aggressive peeking out that mirror. Ozone goes for the rotate down to ventilation through the doorway. He's going to come up west stairs now. Try and push into CCTV. The enemy detected outside. There's 3 attackers all stacked up inside CCTV. It'll be Ozone, the flank from west stairs, taking down Snappy. From inside, or he was inside break room behind fridge. Coda laying down, waiting for the push, and here he comes. And the t-shirt can and concussion mine, stopping Ozone in his tracks. Coda right beside him through the wall. Could wall bang this, but elects not to. Ozone gets spotted out here with the shots, but they'll trade on it. Shazam gonna trade out Dynasty as well. Down to a 2v2. Wisdom is rotated over to CCTV as well, and Bobfather playing the ejected mirror and fountain. Wisdom waiting for Shazam to peek around the corner, and Shazam drops him. Bobfather alone inside fountain now in a 1v2. Either tie this up or push this to match point. Joe and Shazam, 35 seconds on the board. Site control in A.
Attackers have located
Bobfather just pre-firing him behind. There's no call coming out that Shazam has taken A site behind him. Joe coming in behind to go for the plant as well. Gonna drop the plant by half while Shazam covering for the rotate through Archives door. Playing in behind bomb. Joe's gonna get the plant down and back out. He's gonna go cover CC. The Nitro comes out, will miss, and Shazam's gonna take down Bobfather. Gonna push this to match point on border. Ethereal up 4-2. Again, a very good roam clear, and we saw a little bit of a counter to the counter, you'll say. So we've seen for the first 2 attacking rounds, Ethereal, dynamic as that buck, pushing in through detention, getting to Canadian spot and supply room, locking down, and he rotates downstairs. So not yet labeled. They're gonna push 3 defenders, all staring down either inside customs or at the CCTV hatch into customs. And they do get that first pick on a dynamic. They get that first pick. They're looking strong, but then you have all these defenders stacked in one location, and everyone else on Ethereal is already booking it to the other side of the map to start pushing. They play off that aggression. Shazam takes down Tranks, an aggressive peek from the armory wall mirror, trying to shut it down and get a 2-man man count lead. And just backfires on them. More trade outs as Shazam's in a good position on East to stop that Ella retake into CCTV. Another peek around the corner by Shazam from break room door to shut down the Wisdom flank. There's the Jaeger that pushed into CC from armory door. And from there, 2v1 with Bobfather cut off sight behind an ejected mirror and fountain. He's in a bad spot to rotate. And Shazam and Joe played it beautifully, taking A control, planning inside of A right beside armory box. And waiting for the push through, avoiding the Nitro, and Shazam with another good shot, having a great round that time. And now Ethereal up 4-2, ready to put this and close out whatever the hell this scrim is called. Shazam going to rotate back to site as they're going for the CCTV mirror this time with the armory wall mirror. Nice little change up here going to the armory's lockers defense. Ethereal's done a very good job of swapping up their options on attack and defense every time. Looks like there's a 3-man push coming in through East Stairs right now. Ozone, Dynasty, and Bobfather all filing in East Stairs with the Blitz leading the charge. Dynasty hot behind them as the Ash. Now they're going to be rushing straight into a CCTV mirror. The pre-fires come out, and Ozone's made his way into office now as the Blitz. He's going to have a hard time. He's in the middle of a crossfire between Archives and the CC mirror. Ozone, though, just completely ignoring it to go for the flash. He rips up Dynamic. He can't get the kill. The knife comes out. Twitch run's coming out. Dynamic gets shut down. But the trade out here is it'll be Joe taking him down. Dynasty to take down Snappy as well. Shazam trying to stop this push in through Fountain. The Nitro comes out. Will miss as it goes zooming over Dynasty's head. Down to a 4v2 now. Fire coming out from Joe. The flashbang gets caught by the ADS to peek around the corner. And Joe will take him down. But the drop shot by Bobfather will save Ozone. Or Dynasty, sorry. Dynasty can get picked up now until up to Coda in a 1v4. Goes for the rotate from CCTV back into sight, and the Ash pre-firing this. Pre-fire's going back and forth, not landing. The shots come out, and Dynasty with the one to take him down. Coda falls, not yet labeled, gonna push this, not going down without a fight. As the Blitz push straight through Office and Fountain into Archives. Seem to be the catalyst on that, giving not yet labeled the round. We'll be heading to a 4-3 scoreline now, with Ethereal heading back to the attack. So, not yet labeled. I've talked about this before. I've ripped a few teams, and I'm not going to rip not yet labeled for it. It's a scrim. It's not even a scrim. It's some weird televised thing. I don't even know what to call this. This is just so we have something to do tonight. I've talked about teams burying their heads in this. You got 2 other sites that are pretty viable. You got 2 other sites that are pretty viable on this map. I don't know. Give them a shot. That's all I'm saying. Not yet labeled. That's all I'm saying. Give them a shot. Can I get the definition? Somebody had a stroke in chat. That's all I'll say. Somebody has. It's wisdom having a stroke in chat. Okay. Lil Pump has entered the building, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so I'm going for the Cav on border 2. Interesting. Interesting. You don't see a lot of plat calves out there, or diamond calves. I guess, like, I don't know, who could we consider, like, good calves in the queue? I mean, I can only think of 3 off the top of my head. One of them, nah, I'll say 2. I would say Anna and Serenity would be, like, the plat calves out there, I would say. You don't really see a lot of them.
10 seconds to go.
Kind of interested to see what Ozone's going to do. They're playing Cav on site for now. That's a ballsy move, to say the least.
Attackers recover.
Bobfather bringing out the Vigil as well. Ozone is opening up as many rotation hatches as possible. And oh, he's waiting for Dynamic. He's waiting for Dynamic, and here comes Dynamic right now to bust open the wall. And Ozone's going to go for this interrogation right away. Breaks open the wall, sees the gun. Apparently not. Sees the peek out, and Dynamic with a great flick onto Ozone, shutting down that Cav play immediately. Snap, you're going to bring out the drones now. Coda pushing in with Diffuser, going to drop a Clay outside break room door to stop that Ella run out from, it was Dynasty last time around. Now Dynasty playing East Stairs, waiting for the passport check push. Ethereal off to a good start, though, taking down that Cav of Ozone. Ozone a little upset with Dynamic here. More drones coming out. Everyone playing a little bit cautious here, trying to close this out. Steady, slow and steady. It's been working for Ethereal so far. Nothing really I would recommend on the change here for Ethereal in the attacks. They've been a very fluid team so far. Very dynamic team, and it's been working out for them. Speaking of Dynamic, pushing in through break room, going to main lobby now, and he's going to have Ella, this Dynasty inside Workshop. Easy reads for Dynamic as he's got Dynasty pinned down inside of Workshop. Just saw her for a second. Could go for the peek. I don't think it's a rotate into ventilation. Dynamic wary of that Bobfather rotation, though, as I just heard that Kia upstairs, and he is waiting for the west stairs push. Dynasty gonna try and break his way out of here. Dynamic, though, has rotated all the way into Workshop right behind him. He's gonna see the gun, go for the shots, and Dynamic gets the second kill of the round. Ethereal up 5-3 on man count now. Bobfather still going for this roam game. He's at the top of west stairs. He just saw Dynamic's head for a second. He's gonna peek around the corner as Tranks drops Shazam. Bobfather gonna drop Dynamic. Bring it down to a 3v3. The frag grenade that Dynamic was holding. But Joe and Coda gonna take down Tranks and Wisdom. And it's all up to Bobfather now. And a 1v3. The push coming through Armory Locker's door. Coda makes his way into sight. The shots come out, and the pistol, the 5-7. Gonna shut down Bobfather, and Ethereal gonna take this 5-3 on border. A great showing this time around on a map that's not their best. Whatever the hell this scrim was, GG's to Ethereal and Not Yet Labeled. Thanks to both for playing this. And I guess that's all we got for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. Coda with the 5-7 around the corner. Joe not having a great game. I'll say that much. Joe not having a great game in whatever this was. 7s across the board for everyone else on Ethereal. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So Dynamic is nuts. Dynamic is nuts. We've seen this plenty of times before. GG's, boys. Thanks for the games.
GG.
All right, there we have it.